Beep.
Fuck you beeping about?
It started.
Oh.
Started when I'm the only one in the room.
Oh, okay. Yo, I'm making Kool-Aid right now, okay? That's not fair.
Okay.
Fine, I'll just bring it over. Where the... Okay, there's Chris.
He's right there.
Where the fuck is this?
Bruh.
Alright.
Why didn't we do this yesterday?
Because I fell asleep.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait.
We're already...
my foot.
We're already following... Falling apart.
We're already following apart.
Yeah.
Fuck, my foot. Dude, I really rolled it.
Whoops.
We're playing some hard DDR. Well, you got the sniffles.
Allergies.
Yeah, I felt them when
Also
I woke
known
up.
as the sniffles.
Yeah.
So it's the super sniffles.
So we're doing great already.
Yeah. So unlike you chumps, I came prepared.
You have your topics written down.
Yes, I have my topics written down. So let's start off with the first topic then.
Couple of those are okay.
How about those Mets?
I'm gonna rip that up right now.
No? Okay, alright.
Go to the next topic right fucking now.
Okay. How about those Mets?
Give me that.
It's just the Mets written down 7 times in a row.
The best topics.
Jesus.
Most riveting topics.
You can read it. I wrote it a bunch of different ways.
You spelled them wrong every time.
That's impressive.
You actually got it right the first 3 times, but
Yeah. And then it was with the New York Mets.
God damn it.
Then
I
Mets with 2
should
Ts.
have written some of the stuff down from earlier in the week because this is ruined already because like a bunch of shit happened during the week that was funny, and then like every single time we're about to talk about it, we're all just like, no, save it for the podcast, and then I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
and then
I need to turn it on.
And
It's
then-
fucking hot.
and then for one, after that happens, there's nothing to talk about, so we're all just like awkwardly in the house, quiet.
Staring.
Yeah, and then secondly, about an hour after that, I forget what was funny, so I have nothing to talk about.
Why don't you talk about you trying to get a haircut this week?
Oh yeah, so yeah, I had a bit of an ordeal with my car. So
Wait, what?
yeah, long story. Here's what happened. Started on Monday. I was gonna go get my hair cut and then go pick up some stuff from Walmart and then head back. So I got on my car. Second I get out of the driveway, I hear a really loud squeal, and I'm just like, oh, I hope that goes away. and then all at once, the squealing stops. I hear a loud pop, and then a puff of white smoke comes out of my hood, and the brake and on my dashboard, the brake and battery lights go on, and I'm like, fuck.
That kid.
So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not getting a haircut right now. And so like I was gonna go take it to a shop, and I like completely blanked on like what actual mechanics were in town. But I remember there was like an AutoZone on the way, so I stopped there. And I pull up to the AutoZone, I park right by the door, open up my hood, and then walk inside, and the dude is like, hey man, how's your day? And I'm like, everything went wrong at once. And he's just like, oh man, that sucks. What happened? And what happened? And I described all the stuff that happened, and he's just like, that's probably your belt. And I'm like, yeah, totally, because like I know. So he walks outside. Goes up to my car, and like within 5 seconds, just reaches into my engine, and then pulls out the broken belt. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably it. And so like he like walks me through what they got to do is just got to like put the belt back on, and like I just gotta pay for a new belt, which is like all of $13.
That's not bad.
Like I don't know, I guess they expected me to do it, but there was another dude who like wasn't in the uniform at all, but he was just like hanging around the entire time the AutoZone guy was talking to me.
Did he work there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Everybody working there knew who he was, but like, I'll explain in a second. So I pay for the belt. I go to my car. I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And then the dude comes up to me. He's like, yo, man, I can put that belt in for you. It's just like a small labor fee, like $25. And I'm just like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess it looks like they know who you are, and I don't know. I kind of need to drive the car, so
Just a little bit.
yeah. So I say sure, hand him the belt. He immediately starts working on it. Almost 5 hours pass. I'm waiting inside the AutoZone, and
Did he steal your car?
no, he was right out. He was working on it the entire time.
Huh.
Like about 2 hours into it, he came in and is like, hey man, sorry this is taking so long. It's a little complicated because like, you know, it's supposed to move the alternator out of the way or something like that. It's like, but this one bolt here is stuck. It's like, you know, it's like stuck in there. It's like rusted or heated or whatever. So he's telling me how he's gonna have to like detach it and all of that stuff. I don't understand what he means, but I appreciate the fact that he's trying to walk me through it anyways.
Yeah.
and I'm like,
It's a gesture.
and I'm like, yeah, sure, do what you got to do, man. And another 2 hours pass, and he's just like, so turns out the whole reason the bolt's stuck is because the alternator overheated, and it's just like welded onto there.
Oh.
So you got to get a new alternator also. I'm like, fuck. You know, it's like at that point it's like 7 o'clock in the evening, so they can't really. They got to stop working on it for that day. So I buy an alternator. I leave it with my car, and I leave the car there. And the dude was nice, and the dude working on the car was nice enough to give me a ride home and everything. Next day, he said he would have worked on it in the morning. I sleep in, and I end up just waking up just in time for work. So I go to work at noon, get off at like 4, and then when I got Zach to give me a ride over there just to go like pick up my car, which I thought would be done, but apparently I don't know, there was some other part that they needed to order and it didn't come in until I guess later Tuesday. So I'm like, well, this is I can't even be mad because I don't know who to be mad at. So I'm just like,
Can't focus your energy.
yeah, I know. I'm just kind of like generally frustrated. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go home then. And I just walked home 2 hours. I walked home 2 miles in the rain, which right off the bat, when I want to talk about this too, a little tangent. When I got back and because Zach gave me a ride there. And then I told him like, hey, you can just leave right now. I'm gonna pick up the car and then go to Walmart like I meant to, the day before. And then that didn't happen. I walked home in the rain, and then I got back and Zach is just like, why the fuck didn't you ask for a ride? It's like, you know, I'm like the socially awkward me came out because I had already asked you for a ride, and I was like, I don't want to ask again.
You could have just called back and be like, hey dude, the car's not ready, and I would be like, oh okay, I'll come right there.
I know.
So you don't have to walk through the fucking rain.
I know. I even thought exactly that, but just like the
You're frustrated.
I know. I had to make a decision. It was either ask for a ride again or walk 2 miles in the rain. And socially awkward me thought, yeah, walking's going to be much easier. So so I walked there.
Makes sense.
So I walked back home. I call the dude. He's just like, hey, so what happened? It's like, oh, part didn't come in. It's there now. I'm gonna work on it first thing tomorrow morning. It's like, okay. And then Wednesday morning comes. I wake up at like 8 a.m. to call them just to make sure that there's not another fuck up or something. And they're like, yeah, no, we're good. It's like I'm working on it right now, and I'll get it done before 5. And he said the alternator thing wouldn't take long, so I'm kind of confused right off the bat because what's the problem? Okay, so he said the alternator thing wouldn't take long, but he gave me a window of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and I don't know and then he said he would call me when he was done. I was like, all right. So I gotta just like leave the whole day aside. Cool. But around noon he calls me. He's like, "Hey, car's done." I'm like, "Cool. I'll head over there." So I walked there. Dude got mad at me because I walked there, and he's like, "Yo, man, I could have given you a ride." And it was
Yeah,
like,
he's yelling at you. I'm yelling at you.
so whatever frustrations I had, I can no longer levy at AutoZone because I'm just kind of like an idiot. But yeah, then finally get the car, get the haircut, go to Walmart, and do a bunch of things I meant to do earlier.
It's like a 2-3 day process for a
Yeah.
haircut. Not bad.
Yeah, just like on a whim, my car spent 2 nights at AutoZone.
I love how.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And also another funny thing, like within that time span when I was at work, I both love and hate working in IT, just because it's really interesting it's interesting learning what people do and don't know. Like I've had one time where why you're gonna yell at me about slamming the table and then you're just gonna make noise yourself.
But I got a towel here, so it doesn't make noise like that.
I hope you choke. So a while ago, like during the school year, I got a guy.
Continue.
Got a guy who came in, and he was a film student. He was like a film major, and he came up to me and he's like, "Hey man, I never used Final Cut in my life. Can you like walk me through it?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I walk him through it. It takes like 20 minutes, but I'm just thinking, how? How has he never done that? That's
Has he always directed? Or like, what?
he seems to be at a disadvantage.
Just a late start.
Is Final Cut like required or?
It's for some classes, yeah, and it's also like the most widely available thing in and around campus. And then also this week, while I was like dealing with the car, there's not as many people here in the summer, but one guy came in. He looked like he was probably like early 60s. He was apparently a returning student, and he like came in. He must have been a student a long fucking time
Yeah,
ago, like
like
before the internet.
A couple decades ago.
Yeah,
Before the internet.
well before the internet, because he like came up. He's like, "Hey, so I'm a returning student, and I gotta set up an account, but I don't know how to use a password." And so like I had to walk him through like how to make a password, and he's like, so like I had it explained to me before. This one guy told me I needed less than 16 words. And I had to explain the difference between words and characters, and like, no, 16 characters. And he's like giving me all these like, I guess they had to walk him through like, password should be something that like only you would know and something you'll easily remember. And I guess the hint that the dude gave him was like things that he likes, because he's trying to put passwords in like I love working out.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, all right, yeah, all right, that can work, I guess, but you got to like break it down to, under 16 characters, and you got to have like a number in there too. And he's just like, I don't know what you mean. And it was a really weird experience because I've never
Had to do that before.
yeah,
That's-
like people are, there's a lot of different people in the world with different experiences, and like the things that you like experience in your own path of life are going to be wholly unique. But I never run into somebody who didn't know how passwords work.
I mean, was he a time traveler? Like what?
Did he live in a farm?
Like
I don't know.
because for
He
that to
loved working out.
Yeah,
Do you live on a farm?
I don't know.
I mean, this is a pretty farmish area. It would make sense that he kind of lived
Yeah,
on a
I guess.
farm for
I guess he must
Ever.
have been like around here his whole life or something. I don't know.
like.
I don't know where.
I'm pretty sure, like a couple years ago, he must have just got electricity installed.
Maybe he was Amish. Who knows?
maybe
Interesting.
even then, like Amish still know what passwords are.
Yeah,
It
Like,
I
depends.
think maybe.
Well, I mean, they still know what like. Oh, that's a car. Oh, that's like they don't use it. They just
Yeah, but there's
know
not.
it.
It's not. Well, I guess a car is something you could see. I guess maybe the internet's a little more abstract than like.
They've had passwords before computers. Like it's, I don't know. Maybe,
I'm just imagining like just to go up to an Amish person's house. Password. I love working out.
yeah,
Mumbling. You may enter.
yeah. It's good.
Fuck, dude, my foot hurts. And this chair sucks.
Do you want to use? Whose is this?
That's
actually?
Carl's. He left it here over the summer.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just like,
Because he didn't have enough room in his car, and it was like he was moving out that day,
oh,
Yeah.
and he didn't have time to disassemble it because they're in his room, and he was like still unpacking.
Yeah.
I don't know
this.
what happened. Like I think he just got back from class and he hadn't packed yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was like it was like a rush type of.
Carl
Yeah.
procrastinated, and then he had to get all the stuff into his car.
yeah. I saw this like a week ago, and I was like, something's off here.
It's a nice chair. It's a really.
Yeah, it's
it's
not
a
made of
really
wood.
fucking nice chair.
That's not made of wood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh, I guess they must either be like someone's friend or.
He's buying a DX Racer chair, and he's gonna take that chair home.
Okay.
Yeah, because his chair at home is like my chair, and that's
Yeah.
like not good enough.
Not good
So
enough.
he wants to bring that really nice chair
Not
back
good
to
enough.
his house, and he wants to buy a DX Racer chair for when he's down at school.
Doesn't want your filthy peasant chair.
It's pretty much. I mean, it's a chair, you know, like it does the job. It's nice. I like it. It's my chair. Yeah. I'm trying to think of stuff to. Oh, topics, right? So,
Yes.
how about them?
As
How
Nick-
about them Yankees?
as Nick
Them New York Yankees.
Nick's gonna plot your murder. Just
We're gonna break your other foot.
No, I need those. You were gonna talk about something, Chris, right?
That was like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, all right.
Oh, it was about.
It's a distant memory.
I love how
I
you
love
guys.
working out. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I love how you
Why
guys.
are you here? What the fuck are we doing?
Shut up. Keep going.
I don't care anymore. I'm done.
No. Fuck you, Nick. It's all your fault.
It's your fault.
No.
I was talking about how I was gonna say like I love how you guys were discussing the audio. Like, hey, don't do that, but like didn't mention it at all to this audio podcast.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
and that was it. And just like
There's just gonna be a bunch of random sounds and or me just like throwing out a million threats.
And you're just slamming your hand
Yeah.
on the table.
Yeah.
I guess to give context, we're trying to limit the amount of background noise.
The amount of table touching,
Yep.
pouring of liquid.
Yeah. And
Sipping
Fans.
violently.
well, although we're still going off of just the voice memo off of my iPod because I don't know. Apparently, anytime we take more than like 5 minutes to set this thing up, it just like doesn't happen.
So
What were you gonna say, Chris?
I hate you. I was gonna ask why is the audio device on top of a board game?
Oh, on top of Shadows over Camelot.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna play it tonight.
And
Oh,
I put
okay.
You want to join us playing tonight?
What time?
like 9:30.
Like 9:30.
Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this one a lot more.
Yeah.
So
Can I talk about the last podcast just because aside from right now where we're absolutely have nothing to say, I already love doing this just because when I was editing the last one, like I had to listen to the entire thing because I waited a few days before I actually sat down and like started cutting. But every time me or Zach or Chris said something funny, I laughed, and I laughed the exact same way as I did in the recording.
Echo was like, oh,
Yeah, because it's just like says something funny. Me and the previous recording of me laugh in unison.
That's pretty
that would
funny.
creep me out.
Yeah. Which, by the way, with that said, I'm totally fine like rehashing stories if we don't say them on the podcast the first time, because I know that my reaction will be the same.
Okay. I don't remember what we cut out.
Yeah, I know. That's.
I don't really remember the first one in general. And I was going to talk about stuff a while ago.
Yep.
And I completely forgot all
look,
of it.
Look, no matter when we have something to talk about, just talk about it, whether there's a recording or not. Just because it's gonna be easier to remember if we have actually said it, at least for me.
Okay. Damn.
So,
Just nothing at all. I'm trying to even remember just like all the other recordings.
how about the Mets?
Not you too.
It's spreading.
How about fantasy football starting soon? Am I the only one who cares?
Final Fantasy
That
football.
only
Yeah.
be that would only be you. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Yeah.
You could try to have.
I was thinking of like just like pitching the question. I was thinking of pitching the question to like Friday Fam or something, and just like, hey, you guys want to do like fantasy football? But I don't think anybody gives a shit.
I really don't. I think you're the only one that actually is
Yeah.
into football in our group of friends.
Yeah.
Okay then.
This has been like an eternal problem for me with every group of friends I've ever had, because it's either like, you know, a bunch of gamers and like nerds and geeks, or like auto mechanics, and none of them give a shit about football.
Really?
No one.
You're just really unlucky with that.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
I got like my dad and his group of friends, and that's about it.
Maybe it's a sign.
Of what?
Maybe it's
I
a
don't
sign.
know.
Should probably drop that interest.
Hey, the thing you like-
remove a chunk of yourself.
Just stop.
Oh, it's spilling everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is a
This
towel.
is a disaster. We're gonna.
Yeah. A train wreck. We could talk about movies.
Yeah, we can.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yes.
Probably Drive.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. I put that on, and Zach just watched it on a whim. I'm glad you did. I love that movie.
It was a decent movie.
Never seen Drive.
Have you seen Rush Hour 2? That's my favorite movie.
I was like,
Just out
How
of
is
random.
that- yeah.
Like, how is that?
is that connected?
Speaking
Have
somehow?
you seen Shark Tale? That's a fantastic movie. Not my favorite though. It's not even in my top 10.
No.
Yeah, speaking of unrelated things, like Shark Tale's great. I love Band of Brothers.
I was so confused. I was like, is it related somehow?
Yeah, like Drake and Josh the movie.
Oh my god.
Christ.
Don't even know how to react at this
Do
point.
you have a favorite movie?
After that, no.
It should be Rush Hour 2.
Okay. I'll get on that. Actually, my favorite movie is probably Snatch.
Snatch is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
think
more-
I've seen that.
I'm more of a Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels kind of guy.
Understandable. It's
I've heard of that movie.
that's where that ends right there.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
I've heard of that movie. It sounds somebody told me to watch that movie because
Probably me.
No, well, you probably did too. But I remember one of my friends' dads telling me to watch it because I was like,
Yeah, that was
"This
me.
movie sucks." No, shut up. Name's not Joe.
You don't know that?
Yeah, I
That's
do.
my middle name.
Shut the fuck up. That's your middle name.
No, no.
That's a
My
long
foot
name.
hurts. Oh, excuse me.
God damn it. Can't stay on one topic for more than 10 seconds.
I'm like a goldfish.
So how-
This sucks. Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask, how did you guys get introduced to your favorite movie?
Me, I...
Was it just walking into the theater and like, oh, this is good?
Actually, no. For me, for most of my childhood, I didn't like movies, aside from, like, Toy Story and Shrek 2. Because, you know...
Good picks.
Yeah, that's about...
Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Not the first one.
Yeah, no, because Shrek 2 was, like, the one I had on... Really? The one I had on DVD, so
Very
I
audible
watched that
sometimes.
one a lot. But then, like, I think around, like, junior year in high school, I just, like, suddenly, really, really got into movies. I think because of, like, Nostalgia Critic. Like, my friend introduced me to Nostalgia Critic, and then I was like...
Nice.
And then I wanted to, like, make movies, and I'm just like... I look at all those shitty movies that he reviews, like, I could do better than that.
That's a good start.
Yeah, that was basically it.
I can do better than that.
Yeah.
I can do better than
And
that.
I like to think that was still a good idea because Stanley Cooper said that too. But so then, like, I think like the summer after junior year, I just like I did a thing where I watched one movie a day for the entire summer, and that amounted to like 100 movies. And among those was like Drive and Lock, Stock and Magnolia, and those were like my favorites for a while.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, it's like a 5-way tie for like my favorite movie, but Drive is the one I've seen the most recently, so I'm just gonna count that.
I got introduced to Rush Hour 2. This is the first DVD I ever owned.
Nice.
Yeah. I had like 7 VHS tapes growing up. You know, like Iron Giant.
Oh.
I've only ever seen that on TV.
Huh. You know, it was like Iron Giant, Homeward Bound 2. Yeah,
2.
2.
Okay then.
Yeah, fuck the first one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's what I had.
I haven't even
Yeah. Oh my god.
It was Lilo and Stitch on VHS.
Nice.
There are other ones too.
Yeah, but fuck those.
Yeah, there are other ones. Whatever was very popular on VHS was probably the ones I had. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had like just a handful of kids movies. I remember more. I watched a lot of like. There was like some like documentaries like made for kids, but like there was documentaries about like dinosaurs and like the ocean and trains, and I remember I rewatched those like over and over and over again, where to the point where I'd watch them like 3 times in a day. That was my thing.
Planet Earth documentaries.
Those are great.
Jeez.
It's your host with the most. Roll the film. I swear, dude, Snoop Dogg, he gets away with just anything. Like,
Yeah. We mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
we mentioned this a few days ago. Where like there was a very small group of people who could do literally anything and you wouldn't question it. Like there's Snoop Dogg, there's Jack Black, and then like to a slightly lesser extent, probably Morgan Freeman could do just about anything and you really wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm just gonna take your cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Is that cool? I'm just gonna do it.
Or like if you were to just like arrive in hell and you see like Jack Black walking around in flip flops, it's like classic Jack Black.
Like, let's think of people who would be good at a party. Like we
I
did
remember
before.
this conversation.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Like- good at a party.
Yeah, there'd be
Morgan
like-
Freeman would be there, but he'd be like, you know, sitting on the couch, just kind
Yeah.
of chilling. He'd
Yeah.
be like that guy, you know.
Just
He'd be the guy who, like, if you got dumped, you would go to him for advice.
At the party.
Yeah,
only then.
yeah.
Only then.
There'd be Chris Brown, Chris Tucker, maybe. He'd show up for like the first 2 hours.
Two
of the
very
party.
different people.
Not Chris Brown. Not Chris. Forget I said Chris Brown. Chris. I was.
Straight it up.
I remember playing DDR. There was a Chris Brown song. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
there was
like,
a couple people
yeah.
that we mentioned. I can't remember why they'd be there, but there was like Steve Harvey
Steve Harvey.
and
yeah.
Michael Cera. Like Michael Cera, actually, yeah, Michael Cera's one of those people where like he could do anything, you wouldn't question it. But like, there's always it'd be a little different because he'd be like, he could be the wallflower in any scenario. Where he's just like, oh, hey, hi. Hi. Like, he could be doing like really dangerous drugs, and it's just like he'll just like meekly take it. Just like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you vouch for it.
He'd be kind of chilling around on the wall of parties. Like he'd just be hanging on the wall and everything. I think Chris Tucker would be the absolute center. Well, he'd be there for like the first 2 hours, make a huge scene, and then like take off and take like a good portion of the girls with him for some reason.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Wait 1 minute.
And then,
You 3. Now I'm leaving.
And then what's his name? The short guy.
Vern Troyer?
No,
Game of
short
Thrones?
black guy,
Oh.
comedian.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
There we go.
Fuck yeah, him. He'd also be there. And he'd also try to be the life of the party. But then Chris Tucker would be louder and taller and stand out more.
Just like overshadow
and then,
him.
Like, yeah, Kevin Hart would kind of be there for like the remainder of the time. And then he would leave. And then like, I feel like Steve Harvey would get drunk, but he'd try to clean up the mess that everybody would.
Yeah, Steve Harvey would be the person who like gets really, really drunk and then goes up to other people and like, hey, you're too drunk.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
And he'd be the one, and he'd like go, he'd like constantly try and like, he'd try and like bring people together. Like he'd grab Michael Cera off the wall and just be like, hey, I got somebody for you to meet.
Try to set people up. And he'd be sitting down next to Morgan Freeman, trying to get him to get up and actually do stuff at the party. But then Morgan Freeman
just like, nah.
Yeah, no, just wouldn't happen. That was it's a fun conversation.
That poor chair.
Mike's gonna kill me.
Yeah, no, you're gonna break that chair and then Mike's gonna break you.
Basically. However many pieces of chairs that he's gonna just do
like the chair's gonna break and I'm gonna fall onto the floor. And then Mike is just gonna suddenly be here.
He's just come out of his
Mike's
room.
gonna take like the biggest chunk of chair remaining and then like beat you to death with it.
No, like he's just gonna walk out of his room and it's like he was not here. Like he wasn't originally here. Like it was tomorrow or something. And he's not supposed to be here till the end of August. And it's like he just walks out of his room and is like, where did you come from? And then, breaks me over the head with whatever biggest part of the chair's remaining. Probably the seat portion.
Yeah, so I would not try to break that chair.
Yeah.
Fucking give me that chair then.
I suggested that like 20 minutes ago.
No, you didn't do shit.
Okay.
You fucking lie to yourself.
He's not lying to himself, he's lying to you.
It's a big difference.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Oh my God, that scared me. I thought I was falling.
I did the same thing. I sat down in that earlier this week, and I was just like, oh, this is really comfy. This is really scary.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was like after playing DDR or something, and you like leaned back, and you like fucking like started falling, like actually. Fucking hurt myself doing that. Shit.
Well, he's dying.
Yep. Oh well.
Nothing we can do. Better put him down.
Yeah. Just like
I probably look so fucking baked right now.
you're just like spinning with your arms just down.
Yeah, you just kind of like you're just like laying on the chair at this point.
I am.
You're just sitting there, just like, dude, what if a spider is like a land octopus or something, man?
No, there was a spider when I was taking a shower. Okay. And if you probably heard me yelling, that's what I was yelling about.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
I mean, I know there was a spider in there because you yelled, "Ah, spider!"
Yeah. No, it was just like a small day long look, but it freaked me out because I saw something crawling on.
I'm glad you're so good at like telegraphing your troubles.
Yeah.
Just because like.
People have said, dolphin. It's like
and like more to the point, I always know when you're making waffles.
Oh no!
Because it's always accompanied by "oh no."
Hey, I didn't fuck up waffles yesterday.
Yeah, but you were ready for it.
I was. Set it up.
You announced it beforehand. It's like, Nick, I'm gonna fuck it up.
Well, I already fucked up the ingredients because like I started like pouring vanilla extract in.
Yeah,
oh my God.
And no, I tried to get like a small little drop, right?
Yeah.
And then half the bottle went down. It's like that one video. It's like, and 2 shots of vodka. Glug, 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 glug.
No, it wasn't that much. Okay, it was just like a good half of the bottle on accident because I started pouring.
It's
it.
vanilla.
It was like,
it's extract. It might as well have been that much.
Well, okay.
I remember I was like, I think either at the same time or just like a little bit after, I was hungry, so I like made pasta, and it was like the weirdest combination of like scents and like smells and tastes all at once, because like all I smelled for about 10 minutes was like vanilla extract and cinnamon, and then I'm eating pasta that's like, you know, seasoned with like garlic and onion powder, and I'm just like, wow, this none of this is great together. It's like cheese and chocolate. It's like cheese and chocolate.
Sitting there like, ugh.
You know,
Like you sit down at the table and you just get a whiff of your Parmesan and garlic. You're like, ooh, because the fucking cinnamon and waffles.
Yeah, the first bite though kind of like fixed everything. It was like the sorbet to it all. It's just like, because they're just like, the hell is all of this? And then Eda's like, oh yeah, pasta.
Pasta. Yeah, but that was quite a difference in meals. Because I had really funky tasting waffles. It didn't fuck up. Okay, it didn't come out all of the sides like it normally does.
Oh my god!
You didn't accidentally make a waffle skirt.
Okay, that poor waffle iron has seen some fucking days. All right, it has like 5 years of usage on it. From me using it like 4 times.
Yeah,
it's destroyed at this point. Like there's just caked on waffle all along the sides, and you have to like snap the fucking knob out of place because it's actually stuck in place.
Oh no!
I think really though that was just all from the first use. Nothing will top that first time you tried making waffles.
I think the first one was the worst
because that was the one where Zach was in the kitchen. I was in my room on the far side of the house, by the way, and. Like, you know, he's like, he goes into the kitchen. About 5 minutes later, I just hear, "Ah, Nick! Oh no!" And I'm just like, "What the hell's going on?" So I walk in there, and you're just like swabbing the side of it with like paper towels, trying to like stop all the flooding
to contain it.
I had like poured so much into it. I had overflowed it before I even closed the waffle.
You made two cardinal mistakes with the waffles before even starting cooking. Is one, you forgot that pastries expand when they're heated, so he filled it full. And then also you didn't put any like butter or Pam spray or anything.
Oh yeah.
So like when it was done cooking in huge quotation marks. It was just all like caked to the fucking waffle maker.
You open it and it's just ripped.
No, I couldn't even open it. It was like glued together because it was like stuck on both sides, and I literally ripped the waffles exactly in half.
You had to open it. You had to you put so much effort into opening it. It was like an alligator's jaws or something. And it's just like. You look at it and it's like a coral reef of waffles.
The waffle catacombs.
Yeah, it's just like, it didn't look edible at all. Got the new chair and you're still making noise.
I know.
Dexter's gonna sleep there. He's right there.
I could sleep here. I could be like Carl's first roommate, Joe, and fall asleep in his chair while listening to Avenged Sevenfold on full blast.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that guy was amazing.
I'm just checking battery right now. We're still got a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Joe. Oh my God. When Joe left, there was just a huge mess. Like there was, he never threw anything away. And it just kind of all the trash piled up into his desk on his corner.
What do you mean never threw anything away?
Like, he never threw it in the trash can. It literally, it just stayed on his desk, and he would just kind of move it off
like he just corner. He had his desk up against the corner of the room. This is Carl's freshman roommate, by the way. He had his, if I recall, he had his desk pushed up against like the corner of the room.
Yeah.
And then the trash would accumulate on his desk, and then he just pushed it into the back of the desk, and it just kind of like
back and on the side.
Yeah, so there was so it was basically like extra insulation. It was like the desk, a layer of trash, and then the wall.
And
that's horrifying.
When they went to go clean it out, they called me over to help. Like, Joe had like a can of Coke that was actually physically stuck to the wall, and Carl couldn't rip it out. It was actually stuck to the wall. If we don't know what it was stuck by, but it was stuck. And there was just like upside down pizza stuck to the wall too. Like there was just a mess of just food and whatever you could possibly think of.
That sounds like a biohazard. Like what the hell?
It was. There was a funky smell coming out of his room, and only his room.
Yeah, I imagine like he was part of the biohazard too, because he didn't like. Didn't he like never leave the room?
Oh. Who is this?
Oh, we have a visitor.
We have a visitor.
This is unnatural.
Okay, so he's there right now and you guys are leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be fine, and he had a lot of attention, and he went out just very recently. But if you want to
We're
come
only
over,
gonna be gone for like 10 minutes.
yes. If you
Okay.
want to come
Okay.
over, all we're saying is obviously you're always welcome.
Bye. Who wants to go see the doggo? We can take the podcast.
Alrighty then.
On an adventure.
Still going.
Moving podcast.
Yo, what if we like pull out the camera and actually had video with audio and made it vlog?
Yeah, we can do that, I guess.
Is this the camera? This is a different.
Should be the 30 zoom.
Yes. There it is. I remember that one. And it feels the same too.
Yeah. They're almost identical, except that one has slightly higher resolution.
Bah!
Oh,
Okay.
way to pull the curtain back and ruin the audio.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I yelled was so that you know when like shit's when to sync shit up.
To sync audio and video.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's like a smart, intelligent way of doing that. Next, putting on
There are
pants.
acquired ways to do that, but that's fun, I guess.
This is like still our beginning. This is the greatest podcast ever.
Yeah.
Slash vlog. Christ, dude.
For some reason,
Wow.
I like getting close-ups of Chris's face. You need your shoes? Let's go.
That's okay. Take your time.
Okay. Don't say that. I will.
Okay, hurry up.
Okay.
Hey, close that door! Fuck you! Wow, your lens is getting all foggy. It's raining. Only in this spot. Just a tree?
The trees are raining.
The trees are raining. The doggo. His name is Murray.
That's one.
Doggo!
Oh man, you're so huge. Oh my gosh, your guy is so big. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, hello.
It's gonna be weird transitioning from that long pause of like no one talking to
Yeah.
like let's go see the dog.
Yep. There's really no set theme for this podcast, is there?
It's the something podcast.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
gone from like we went from car problems to movies to a puppy. What up, Bray? What up, buddy? Okay, drop it.
Oh.
Where did you hear it? Yeah, he's quick, that one.
Wait, why is there a fucking car seat right there?
I assume it's from Miles.
I actually didn't think about that at all.
I just noticed the car seat there, and I think I've been over here a couple of times.
No, it just got there. Don't worry.
No, it's yours now,
Is
Chris.
it my turn? Oh no, I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Ooh. Do you just want to get pet, or do you want to actually play? Okay then.
He's like, what the fuck was that?
Where is it, Murray? Where is it, Murray?
Oh.
boy.
I'm done recording.
It was so abrupt.
Yeah. I guess I'll stop this too.